Welcome, everyone, to Healing Wednesdays and the Circle of 12. I'm Lee Carroll.
And I'm Monica Morani.
Happy April 5. Did you know? I think you did. We're here every single Wednesday evening of the year. We have special guests, questions and answers. There's discussions. Sometimes there's even weird stuff. I count on weird stuff. Meditations and, of course, channeling from Kryon. YouTube subscribers, welcome. This is our once-a-month free program. Also, welcome to all of you who are joining us for the first time or perhaps many times. And
of course, it goes without saying, a special welcome to the members of the Circle of 12 who receive one of these programs every week of the year. And if you're a member, this is program 125. Now, some of you have been a member since the very first episode, and some of you have never ever missed a single broadcast. If that is you, deep hugs and love from me. How amazing, how beautiful, and we're so humbled by that. If you're not a member, but you'd like to experience a brand new program every week, well, instead of once a month, you can do that with a subscription from cryonmasters.com. And when you sign up for that membership, not only do you get the current programs every single week, but you get over 100 fully indexed past programs and lots of extra stuff as well.
And for those of you who are not members, we're still going to give our once-a-month free program on YouTube. You can always tune in and see that. Our YouTube library growing all the time because this program is presented, of course, every month. This is episode number 31. So you'll have loads more programs to experience as well. And if you haven't already done so, I'd love you to click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel so you can be informed of these free, no-ad experiences right here.
Okay, I have some exciting news. Well, it's exciting for me at least. So you can decide whether it's going to be exciting for you or not. But Lee and I are busy behind the scenes and we're creating yet another online course to add to our Chrysalis Academy. And it's going to be coming out later this year, in this beautiful year of 2023. This new course, it's based on my Manifesting Your Mastery card deck, which is all about affirmations. We believe in the power of affirmations, which is why we would love to begin each Healing Wednesday program with an affirmation. We're going to have an affirmation of the month. And this affirmation that we will give each week at the beginning of the program, we will say it every week for a month, and then we'll give you a new affirmation. And so what we'd like to do is invite you to join us in saying the affirmation and claim it as your own. You will see the affirmation on your screen so that you can read along with us. And we're going to repeat it 3 times. Okay, are you ready? So let's take some deep breaths before we begin and bring ourselves into our center, into our core. And I invite you to say this along with me. Dear Creator, thank you for loving me. I give thanks that I'm right here, right now, where I can do anything. All things are possible. I am bathed in a purity of love, and this love radiates a brilliant and luminous light which permeates every cell of my body. I expect benevolence in my life. Thank you for the multitude of blessings that continuously come my way.
Dear Creator, thank you for loving me. I give thanks that I am right here, right now, where I can do anything. All things are possible. I am bathed in a purity of love, and this love radiates a brilliant and luminous light which permeates every cell of my body. I expect benevolence in my life. Thank you for the multitude of blessings that continuously come my way.
Dear Creator, thank you for loving me. I give thanks that I am right here, right now, where I can do anything. All things are possible. I am bathed in a purity of love, and this love radiates a brilliant and luminous light which permeates every cell of my body. I expect benevolence in my life. Thank you for the multitude of blessings that continuously come my way. And thank you for your participation in this affirmation process. It feels good, doesn't it? Well, at least it feels really good for me, and I hope it does for you as well.
I think personally, anytime that we connect with the energy of our soul in this way, feels good, just like Monica said, and it's great to do it together as a soul family. And I'm very pleased that we are doing it before every single program. And this month, perhaps next month, who knows, from now on for a while. Now, speaking of soul family, Monica and I want to tell you again about a soul family reunion coming up in June this year. I truly am aware, we've mentioned this several times already, but this time we want to include something special that you haven't seen before that's coming soon. However, the reason we are mentioning this again is because some of you are only just hearing about this that I'm going to talk about now for the first time. Monica and I, we used to travel all over the United States, and that's putting it mildly. I mean, it was, I think, 35 meetings a year in the U.S. alone, and then also we went to many countries as well, almost every year. We weren't home very much. But we stopped all that in 2020 for obvious reasons, and now Monica and I are committed to streaming special programs to our ever-growing online community every week.
And many of you miss those in-person conferences of Kryon. After all, we did it for 2 decades. But the good news is we still do them. We do a select few meetings each year, and I think because we only do a few, it makes them very special ones. The next special Kryon meeting is going to take place this coming June in Sedona, Arizona. And if you have never been to Sedona before, I can share my personal experience of it in one word: enchanting. It's a place known for its earth energies, and to me it feels like a wonderful, warm welcome from a dear friend every time I go there. And the landscape, it is spectacular. It's the perfect backdrop to experience a Kryon event.
So we'll be offering a full 5-day conference there in Sedona with great things. And difference is this, and I want to tell you about it. Joining us are new keynote presenters who we've never featured before on our stage in Sedona ever. And right now, we want you to hear from one of those keynote speakers, so stay here with us.
So our first keynote speaker is Matt Kahn, and Matt is known as the I Love You guy. We actually had the honor of having Matt on Healing Wednesday in October 2021, and about a year later, in the summer of 2022, he was on the cover of Forbes magazine. I mean, doesn't that just show you how much humanity's consciousness is shifting? We've asked him to briefly describe what to expect from his presentation in June. So let's hear from Matt now.
Well, I think, when I speak, the words I speak are chosen by Spirit, as you know so well. And when I speak, there's a transmission of healing energy that comes through that allows every participant to experience for themselves exactly what the words are pointing to. Mm-hmm. So we can experience heart-opening elation, the spontaneous release of emotional density, revelation of greater life direction, and just a deeper spontaneous connection of knowing ourselves as spirit. And of course, everything that I teach is always the most loving path and approach to any degree of spiritual milestone. So we're going to experience a tremendous healing, profound expansion, all in the name of love.
Thank you, Matt. I think you can see why he is known as the I love you guy. Our other keynote speaker will be Dr. Clint Rogers. Now, Dr. Rogers has previously been on Healing Wednesday twice. His book, it's called Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, and it has profoundly touched our lives, mine personally, Monica's, and the lives of many others. Clint's book begins with a phrase, and I've said this before, I love it. I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you. Love will teach you. I think you can see now why the theme of our conference is the love connection. Following on from this Love Connection conference, Monica and I will have a separate conference, which we will call the Circle of 12 Live. You can expect more teaching from us, insights from Kryon, and of course, a Circle of 12 experience with Live. Think of it as a time just like this one, like the Circle of 12 broadcast, only we're all together in an auditorium where we can really reach out to each other in the coherence of love.
And this wonderful soul family gathering, it's going to be taking place in June. It'll be June 1 through to 5 in this beautiful year again, 2023. And if you want to come and play with us, you can find all the information you need at kryon.com/Sedona. I mean, that's pretty easy. I know some of you have already registered and some of you are still deciding. But if for some of you it's on your bucket list and you don't know how you're going to get there, well, I'm sharing that intent that I will see you there. And can I tell you a secret? Well, actually, it's not really a secret. Most of our Healing Wednesday members already know in our community, but Lee's due to have a coronary bypass operation. But actually, we're so excited by it, honestly, because with that, we are visualizing being in Sedona with so much energy. And I know it's going to happen because you're all visualizing it with us. So what do you think, Lee? How excited are you about Sedona?
I am looking forward to being there, really. I'm not excited about the operation as much as I am about being recovered and in Sedona. That's the plan, and we're going to do it. Sedona is awesome. Every time we go, just like you said, it is enchanting. And if you haven't been there, it's really something to see.
Well, I'm glad we began this program with affirmations because it's positive expectation. That's really what affirmations are. And we mentioned that Lee has an operation. We tend not to dwell too much on us and our personal stories, but part of why we're sharing that is because we all go through challenges, or we have someone that we love going through challenges. And one of the things that really does help is to target into the future. And for us, we are choosing Sedona to anchor in what's it going to feel like when the operation's done? What's it going to feel like when you move past that milestone? And part of the expectation of positive energy into the future is if you can really put yourself into a place at a specific time and visualize and spend time going there, it's almost like it pulls you towards that visualization.
We believe in affirmations doing this, and this is I have done this before.
You did it with your eye surgery as well.
Visualizing the sight that I needed, and it happened. And it happened even before it was supposed to happen. So, I mean, this is something that we are preaching, folks, because we believe it.
Because it works.
Yeah.
So what we'd like to do now is to move into a meditation and then have a channel from Kryon. So I invite you to gift this moment to yourself. So this is going to be the theme of this meditation. What is it that you can gift to yourself that you receive as a gift? And for now, it is gifting ourselves time to be with ourselves and to let all other distractions fade away. Each of us have things in our life that require our focus, attention. Each of us have beautiful loved ones in our life that require our focus and attention. But you are included in requiring your own focus and attention. So let's use this time in this moment to focus your awareness, your attention and your presence into the very core of who you are. And what gifts do you wish to bestow upon you in this focus and awareness and attention? Would you like to give yourself more love? Perhaps you didn't receive enough love during the day. Would you like to gift yourself a virtual hug? Maybe you didn't receive enough hugs, so you can gently squeeze and hug yourself as a gift you bestow. What about a smile? Did you not receive enough smiles? You can really give yourself a beautiful smile. And when you smile, your whole entire body responds in joy at that smile. And so whatever it is that you wish to gift yourself, this is your opportunity to do so. And following this moment of time out for yourself, let us now receive the gift of a channeled message from Kryon.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. This is the beginning of a teaching series. I tell you this because this particular teaching will be available to all, as all of the channelings are, but so that you know the order of things and what we're going to do. It is something that I've wished to do for some time. I have a story to tell you. And some of you who have been with me for a very long time and know the energy that I represent, know that I am indeed in love with humanity. And as I say, for good reason. Something is happening on this planet. This is something that was always the potential, dear ones, always. The reason I'm here giving loving messages to you, not just of hope, but messages that say, this is something that is expected, and it's here. And that something is called evolutionary consciousness. And an evolutionary consciousness will bring with it the evolution of you, your soul, what you can do, how you feel, and a changing planet. For years, we have told you that this evolutionary consciousness of yours, a consciousness which is going to become more kind, a consciousness which is eventually going to change almost everything you do and how you do it. This consciousness comes with something else, a reaction by those who don't want it, who see the light on this planet as something horrible and awful because it will disrupt everything that they're doing. These are the ones who are invested in the dark consciousness, a non-evolved consciousness, the consciousness of corruption and negativity, and all the things that have been the stipend, you might say, of consciousness with humanity forever, for years. This is a paradigm shift. It's a change in actual human nature. Do you think that's possible? You're seeing it already. You take a look at that which is happening on the planet in these times, and there's two reactions, basically. A polarization of attitude with humans. The ones who are starting to awaken as old souls and have expected change. And these will look at it and go, finally, it is here. I recognize it. I am part of it. I'll do everything I can to learn more. And the other reaction is those who awaken and are afraid of it. And because it seems to stir up old energy and even has perhaps caused a war, which you thought you were done with, it's frightening. It's frightening in so many areas of those who want to establish their human rights, that they matter, and watching the pushback of even the most intelligent principles, you might say, that are so self-evident that you deserve to be here and respected. And there are those who will push back on that and say, no, you don't, because of this or that, because the culture doesn't allow it, or perhaps even that the spiritual system doesn't allow it. And that's when you start to question the spiritual system, or even the cultural rules. And you begin to ask the questions that have never been asked before, or if they have, it's been very quiet. And the question is this correct? Should there be something bigger, perhaps, that I wasn't told? Is it time for everyone to think differently and for the sun to come out and illuminate human nature and humanity itself with something new? Indeed, this is new, and it comes with new attitudes and new things. I'm going to even go so far. It comes with new tools. It does. Evolutionary tools. You're going to see this taught by those teachers of the day. New ways of doing things. This particular channel is a review if you've heard me before. If you haven't, it might not be a review. It might be startling. It might be controversial, because I will give you the first tool. There are many tools. There are 12 main ones, and I'm going to expose at least 8 of them. And there are some that have to be recognized first in order to then evolve to understand the next ones. The circle of 12, in a few moments, will take you to a new room where those tools will be stacked up and ready for you to take and explained even better than I am now. The first tool that is new, that I'm going to say to you is extremely controversial, is one that I talked about now for more than 30 years. It's primary. And that's what makes it controversial. It's part of belief systems that we are changing. Dear one, it's time to understand that when you evolve in consciousness, certain kinds of old energy processes can go away, can be put on the shelf because you're done with them. And one of them is called karma. You heard it. What is karma? I have told you before, it's an energy that is within you based upon your past and those of your ancestors' past, sometimes based on even your cultural past, that pushes you to do things. Some of it is very simple to see, where you'll be in neighborhoods where policemen become policemen and their children become policemen, and the whole neighborhood is known for that, or firemen, or doctors, or nurses. It's karmically there, and the children feel it growing up and naturally simply go for it again because they were before. And the karmic family is one who then will foster that. It's a very interesting thing to watch, karma. Karma also represents unfinished business, not just a continuation of an energy, but something perhaps you didn't finish the first time. You come into the planet and you're pushed into a place that will help you then finish it. There is a reason in an old energy for karma, because it pushes and pulls you around naturally, intuitively, to places perhaps you need to be in order for things to happen for you that you need. Suddenly, an evolved consciousness releases anything that might push or pull you and puts you in charge completely without another energy interfering. You might say karma was needed when a consciousness was a lower consciousness and not as evolved, not as eloquent. And now suddenly there's a sophistication and eloquence and intelligence that you start to realize, I can do anything. I don't need the karma to push and pull me around. In fact, it's in the way. I don't need it. And you'll be right. You don't. And so we say to all of you listening now, it's time to drop it. Now, it doesn't simply go away because you showed up. It goes away as a tool of droppage, if you wish. And that means this: you actively get rid of it. Otherwise, it'll simply stay there, assuming that you don't have intent to clear it. But you do, and you might be hearing about it right now. Sometimes, dear ones, the very awakening to this new energy, the very acknowledging of who you are and the evolvement that's taking place, sometimes that automatically clears it and it's gone. And you realize, I am not going to be pushed and pulled around by any past experience, because this is a new me. This soul of mine has come in enlightened, and my path is my own, and I will create what I wish without an interfering energy of karma. And then it goes away. But some of you are just finding out about this, and you may be facing questions. Why is this happening to me? Why do I always go here and do this? Why is this always pressing on me? Is that you? Well, it's time to do something that I'll tell you about right now. It's easy, and it works. Dear Spirit, I recognize an awakening in me, a freedom of my soul, an advancement in my light, an evolution in my consciousness. I hereby drop all energies that don't belong. And that includes past karmas that might have pushed me into areas that are now inappropriate for my life, and instead, I am in control of my future. I will visualize the things that will happen on my path, and it will not be some energy of completion or something that I have done in the past that needs to be done again. For I'm now on a new track, a new future. The light is shining, and it never did before. I hereby drop my karma. Oh, is it that simple? It is. Because that energy will listen to the mastery within you, old soul. You're not asking for anything. You are making a statement as a master, and it happens. We'll talk more about this new tool a little later in this program. Understand your mastery, dear one. This belongs to you, part of you. I am Kryon, in love with humanity. And so it is.
And following that beautiful message from Kryon, I invite you to open your eyes. And as you open your eyes, bring your awareness back into your body, back into the room. And we're going to move into another part of the program, and I am beyond delighted because I have known this woman as long as I have known Lee Carroll. And her name is Peggy Phoenix Dubro. She has a very special place in my heart, and I want to make sure Peggy's on the Zoom with us. Peggy, are you there?
As far as I know, I'm here. I believe I'm in this reality, and I'm here.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, I am also no stranger to the guest this week. Both Monica and I have presented with her many times. In addition, I wanted you to know this is the second time that she's been with us. Our first time, are you ready, was program number 5 in 2020 when Healing Wednesday first began. So she's been with us before. It helped start the whole thing. Peggy Phoenix Dubro was the first member of the International Kryon team who traveled with me and Kryon and has been with the team ever since for over 21 years, actually. And ready, it just keeps getting better and better. She was the catalyst serving as the bridge for me to meet Monica. I don't know if she knew that or not. You see, Monica was seeking to be trained by Peggy and flew all the way from Australia to Santiago, Chile. And that's where synchronicity took place, since I was there to present Kryon. So through Peggy, I met Monica.
Now, Peggy Phoenix Dubro is the originator of the EMF balancing technique. That's what I was training with Peggy. And it's EMF stands for electromagnetic field, and her work is extraordinary. And speaking from personal experience, she's a joyful and loving teacher, and she's become a distinguished international speaker and a true pioneer in the field of human to human energy dynamics. The EMF work was born in 1988 during a multi-dimensional experience of no beginning and no end in the power and energy of infinite love. She discovered and experienced an evolutionary system within the human energy body, and it's known worldwide as the universal calibration lattice. You all have one, and this is your toroid of consciousness. Now, the universal calibration lattice, it supports your expression of who you are as a wise, wholehearted, multidimensional you. The energetic structure supports each person and merges the linear and the multi-dimensional expressions of who we are now in the healing spirit of collective unity.
Now, all of Peggy's energy tools are complementary to any other modalities you may be using. That's my favorite part. Her latest works are presented as a Master Activations series, taught online, of course, in multiple languages. According to Peggy, quote, "This is a time of the great evolution. The presence of your wholehearted mastery is requested." Don't you love that? Welcome to the table. And Peggy, thank you so much for being on our program.
Oh, my, thank you for such a lovely introduction. It's wonderful to be here with both of you and with everyone who is here in this now time or in any other now time.
Oh, it's so wonderful to be here. And Peggy, could you please share with us your experience of no beginning and no end?
I would love to. And there's 2 parts to it. And so we'll begin with the first part. The first part, I was 22. It was the end of the 60s, the beginning of the 70s. Without drugs or alcohol, I had an experience because I had in my heart very strong, I wanted to remember God. And in that experience, there were lights and sparkles and energy, and it's a bit detailed. People can find out more about the detail on the website if they're interested. But I will just say this: I literally had a veil of energy fall away and entered into expanded consciousness in a way that it was no beginning and no end and infinite love. All of my chakras, the major chakras and the smaller ones, blew wide open. And indeed, it was an experience. It changed my life. As I said, I was 22 at that time. And that was in 1972, 1973, I believe that happened. And from that experience, I knew that God was real. And I remember telling everybody, God is real. And then I remember people giving different translations of what had happened. And then I went quiet and I began to study everything I could for 15 years, because there's something I want to say. Even though I had that experience of no beginning and no end and infinite, infinite love, my life was totally blown apart. I couldn't understand. I'm thinking to myself, I've had this experience. I know this infinite love. What the beep is happening in my life? Why is my life so beeping messed up and everything is so confusing? It was very difficult. And at that time, I really needed to study, to take time to know. It took 15 years. And then came the second experience of no beginning and no end in that kind of intensity. And in that intensity, I went out there somewhere, my experience was, and there was this beautiful female form of light who merged with me. And when she did, these fibers of light and energy, which I now understand are the electromagnetic energies of our toroid, formed. I could see them. They were already there, but it was like they were forming, but I could see them. And then I could see radiating from the chakra center were these infinity loops. And I saw all these different symbols, and I saw spheres of light filled with information. And it was just this magnificent experience of conscious coherence. Didn't know what coherence was. My life from that moment went from, what the beep am I doing with all of this consciousness, to, oh, and if I can direct my energy this way, and I can direct my energy that way, and I can co-create my life and choice. Now, this is our practice of mastery. And I'm still practicing today at 71. I'm still doing that. However, it's been amazing. At first, I thought that universal calibration lattice, that toroid of consciousness, was just for me because I was such a mess. And I felt the universe, there was all this infinite love, there was all this energy, but I felt like the universe had taken pity on me and said, let's do something for her. And then, I mean, that's how it was. It was not this grand, I wake up, there's infinite love, life is joyful, everything is happening the way I wanted to. It was not like that at all. It was, I call that part of my life, that 15 years, confused by the light. And then I started to grow, and I had no idea that one day I would meet Lee Carroll and Kryon, and that I would become an international teacher, and that this lattice, I started to see it in other people's fields. I had 8 years of working with it, developed a work to tend to the details of the lattice, and people had major change in their life because they were stepping into another level of coherence. And that's how the work started. Confused by the light, infinite love. And now I love the way my life works, and I love helping others help themselves. That's what happens when you learn about the lattice.
What I love is that you were able to take what you thought was given to you alone and create a body of work that has deeply touched my life, but thousands of others in many other countries and languages. So maybe you could just share with us a little bit of the lattice and a little bit more of that experience.
I would love to. When we are working with this lattice, and we have an image of it, you'll be able to you can see the lattice. There's a center below, beneath your feet. It's approximately 24 inches, 60 centimeters. That's connecting with the earth. People have called it the Earth Star. I didn't know any of that. I only knew it as an energy center and a portal where we could work with the huge amount of energy of planet Earth. There's a tremendous amount of energetic charge. And then there's the center above, and it's approximately 60 centimeters, 24 inches above the head. And the center above is how we are able to bring in more information from the collective. We are an expression of the infinite universe, and we're learning how to channel and become more of who we are as that expression of the infinite universe. This is a lot of energy and a lot of information. And then we have the core consciousness. And indeed, I'm showing you a structure of a system in your energy body, but at the same time, we all know that this is present in every cell of our body, every layer of our DNA, and every light fiber of our being. Kryon even said this and wrote about it, and then I started to look deeper. But when we come to the expression of the core consciousness, this is where you are able to open up the library of information that is within you and to translate that information into usable knowledge in your daily life. And in these days, the center below, I'm working more and more with presence, activations of presence. The more present we all are, the better. So center below aligns us and helps us calibrate through our physical presence to take good care of our physical bodies. The center above aligns us and opens us up, or opens more channels for us to know ourselves as soul presence. And then this core consciousness, this is who we are. Every single one of us is a spirit in infinite love presence. The one thing I realized, and it took me a while, and it actually took me 21 years to develop this work, and it's actually over 30 years of my life, and I'm still learning, I'm still growing, still becoming, and it's exciting because we are all evolving and we're in this together. So when people know about the system in their energy anatomy and they start to become conscious of it and use it as a way to be more present in life, they will find that where they want to direct their energy, how they want to co-create their life of choice, how they wish to express more of who they choose to be, it becomes stronger. It's an energetic light structure. It is luminous. It is porous. It is the way we strengthen our presence, and yet we are felt throughout the entire universe. So it's really funny. I got something for foundations and something that looks like a limitation. And astrologically, I'm a Sag Gemini, rising Gemini moon. The last thing I would ever want is to have some sort of structure. And yet what I have found is that through this light structure, I have more freedom than I ever could have imagined.
One of the things that I love, by the way, just because I'm a nerd, is that for those of you
and that's
watching,
what we love about you.
For those of you watching and say, well, this has got to be the original woo-woo lady, because here we got all this. Did you know that the universe? I think the lattice. The first time I looked at it, I saw the mathematics involved in it. You even had a physicist help you with the first book.
Yes, I did.
And now suddenly we have, and I haven't heard you say this before, the toroid is involved, and it has incredible mathematical properties, if you've ever studied a toroid.
Yes.
Of the evolutionary consciousness. We're looking at some high physics here as well.
I didn't realize, and even the physicist I worked with, like I just realized within the past 2 years, this is the toroid of consciousness. When I go back to how I received it, or the knowledge of it opened up, I say received, but it was really the knowledge opened up. I first experienced the fibers of the electromagnetic field. And I was given the name for the work to go with this EMF balancing technique, electromagnetic field. Now, yeah, woo-woo lady, I looked at the beings of light as they started to instruct me in this, and the body of work had already started to form, and they give me the name, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's a horrible name. I want Now, I know Peggy has Stargate, but I want Stargate of the 365th dimension or something like that, at least, And but they said there were three beings of light, whether it's my imagination or what happened in extended consciousness, however you all see it. And they said to me, no, one day human beings will know the importance of the electromagnetic field and human consciousness, and that day is here. And that the EMF balancing technique it continues to grow, but it's not been easy to be in a field of rebels who want to do what they want and teach a sequential energy work. It's like Tai Chi. It's a sequential movement, and you learn different forms. The EMF balancing technique works with your toroid of consciousness, your electromagnetic field, and it works with very specific details. And then all the work that I've been developing since then, it's all foundational in the EMF balancing technique. And that work took a good 25 years to complete. It's like I got all this information at once, had this huge experience, had it topped off with the resonance of infinite love so that I could still exist, because that's what we're here for, actually, is that infinite love. And then got all this information, and it took all this time to open it up, to translate it. And along the way, there's been help from Kryon. There were things that he has said. There was one time, Lee, I don't know if you remember, but we were talking, and I had called it the universal calibration grid. And we were chatting, and all of a sudden, it's Kryon. Kryon says, is it flexible? Does it move? Can you stretch it? Can you do this? I said, yes, you can. He says, then it is not a grid. It is a lattice. Then he was gone. Okay.
That was it.
That was it. Came in. And then there's been hints in the book. Keep going. And of course, all those years we worked together. Sometimes when I went on stage, I've never told you this, Lee, but I'd be standing on stage, and Kryon always delighted in like poking me on the shoulder out of nowhere. And I'd look around, It was like, I'm here.
We've had some very fun experiences.
Yes, we have.
On the road, and those are the part of it. The weird stuff that has happened. Even as we would, I think you were one of the first ones we channeled together too.
Yes, I'll never forget that. We have so many stories. You are the most amazing brother to have. I'm so grateful that we know each other, and we've known each other for a long time. And, I've watched you grow too. And I was so grateful when you met Monica, and I watched the two of you and everything you're doing here. I'm so honored. And dare I say, proud of you. Okay, you've done it. You've gone from oh my God, here we are. Everybody wants to hug me.
I'm so honored with you. I mean, it was Peggy when I was doing all your EMF work and understood the lattice and how beautiful this energy anatomy is for us. And I kept saying to you, Peggy, what's the energy anatomy of the earth? I want to know about that. And you just kept saying to me, you need to write a book. And I was like, oh no. I'm not doing that. But it led me to Kryon to realize that's where the information was. And so there's this beautiful triangle that we have between us. I would love, Peggy, because I've been blessed to have done years of the EMF work. I would love if you could maybe share an experience for our members so that they can get a taste of this beautiful energy work.
I would love to. And so before we begin, I want everyone who listens to this to know that I honor you and your presence. I have matured to the point that I absolutely adore standing by everyone side by side. I know each one of you has your own unique library, your own unique frequency for being here. And I absolutely honor you. And what is happening for us is we are coming into a unique and united energy. It's important that we honor the uniqueness of one another, and that we also honor that we can be united at the same time. And so, if you would, let's have a nice deep breath. And I would like you to see yourself, and we're all standing together in this beautiful circle, standing together side by side, and we're honoring one another. And the focus on this experience is on your universal calibration lattice, your toroid of consciousness. You are welcome to place your hands on your heart center and your high heart center and breathe deeply. You can focus your attention here and nourish yourself as you generate your expression of peace-filled empowerment. I would ask you now to place your hands on your knees and focus on your center below. Imagine your center below. Sense, feel, contemplate, and know your center below. Breathe deeply and enjoy. Honor your body presence and respectfully nourish and care for your body. Focus on the resonance of this awareness and the frequencies that your body presence generates. As you evolve your ability to be increasingly present in now time, once again, breathe deeply and with compassion and curiosity, give yourself the opportunity to reassess your beliefs, your reality, and how you express your life. Do this with the intent to grow your mastery of self-regulating and self-directing your energy so that you may co-create your life of choice. Contemplate what can be adjusted as you live in your wholehearted expression of self-efficacy. Produce the results that you desire in your own life. And thank you for your conscious commitment to be present in this time of the great evolution. Please affirm, I am here. We have 2 more points of focus. Deep breath. You may place your hands on your heart center and focus your attention within your center above. Imagine your center above. Sense, feel, contemplate, know your center above. Breathe deeply and enjoy. In gratitude and curiosity, affirm that you can channel more of who you are and evolve your abilities to express your soul presence. Your ability to translate the inspirations and ideas you receive into usable knowledge in your daily life increases. You are in the process of evolving your expressions of balance and harmony within your own life. As you generate increasing balance and harmony within your own being, you generate balance and harmony within the field of all life. And then you inspire other co-creators to do the same according to their inner wisdom. Breathe deep and affirm, I remember I am. One more point of balance, point of focus. Focus your attention within the center of the entire length of your universal calibration lattice, your toroid of consciousness. Imagine your core consciousness. Then feel, contemplate, know your core consciousness. Breathe deeply and enjoy. You are choosing to express and live in the ever-evolving frequency of your spirit of infinite love presence. Well done. This frequency is powerful and transformative. It is a frequency of love that has no beginning and no end. It is the foundation for the magnificent frequency of peace, filled empowerment that is destined to be expressed here. In the energy of infinite love, all is well.
That was a beautiful top up for me, Peggy.
It's us. It's who we are.
Absolutely. So I want to just let people know, if they are interested in the beautiful work that Peggy has, her website, peggyphoenixdubro.com. So there's lots of information and things for you to access on there. EMF was the foundation for Peggy's work, but Peggy has gone on to create many other reflections of this energy in other forms and doing different series to activate different parts of the lattice. So, Peggy, what are some of the other things that you've kind of moved on to? What are you doing currently today?
Yeah.
Because I know there's many.
First, I just wanted to say there'll be a special button for those who have attended the Kryon Healing Wednesday, and I'm going to give them a full activation of the power of presence. That's a part of the work I've been doing. Went on to develop the eye phoenix, working with these rings of energy around us. I developed the waves with Dr. Todd, with the toning and movements, with the energy. Reflections continues to be a body of work that people all over the world are using. The knowledge of this lattice has been taught and activated, and many, many people, thousands of people around the world have learned how to work with this specifically through some of these tools, and then they have gone on to work with thousands of people. So the knowledge of the lattice, what's happened is, this is kind of personal, but it was like this energetic structure has been very present, and it's reached a new level from my own experiences I've had in life. My own heart and my own being has changed. And because we have reached a very specific tipping point, the knowledge of this lattice, your toroid of consciousness, is going to become more and more known and used, because people are really interested in how do they direct their energy by choice. And so all these different tools, it's been amazing to see how many people come to these events and pick up the tools. That's another thing. When they come for the activations, and I've done this from the very, very beginning, I actually put the tool in their hands. You may have a session like you could with the EMF. You may learn how to do the work. All of these activations come with a PowerPoint and with documents so that you may go and give the sessions to your friends, family, add to something you're doing professionally. This is my way of saying, here's the uniqueness. I continue to channel that energy and the information as an original contact point for the awareness of the lattice. But I also know this infinite love, this resonance is within each and every one of us. When I started to see the lattice in other people's fields and work with it and perceive it there, I was just absolutely surprised, delighted. And I see us that this is the time we came for. I'm getting ready to do another activation, and it's our world vision, Phoenix style. And Phoenix style means I honor in each one of us. You all have your experiences in life where you rise again and again, and I honor that. I see that in you. And at the same time, there is a world vision, and Kryon's given us a lot of good guidance on how to work with what's happening in the world today. And this particular activation, it's a reflection and master activation, and it's the next one to be offered. And it will be for us and people all around the world, but are doing this kind of work, and this will be the way we do it, is to really clarify our world vision. And our world vision and why we came here is already, it's recorded in our DNA. And it's up to us now to learn how to translate, how to decode this information and translate it into our daily lives.
So
And this is the
beautiful.
moment.
Wonderful.
Absolutely
wonderful
beautiful.
wrap up, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I know.
So again, Peggy's doing online series that you can work with these various aspects of working with the lattice with Peggy. And she's also going to be doing a live event in Sedona in June.
am.
So we mentioned that
With
at the
you guys.
beginning. Yes. We
can't wait.
We can't wait. So thank you so much, Peggy, for everything you've shared with us today.
May I add one more thing?
Yes.
Going to go to Italy. I will be doing an event June 24th in Italy, in Rome, and my grandson and my daughter Krista are going to be with me. We start to step back out there again.
Oh, I love it.
Yay.
I love it.
All right.
Beautiful.
All right.
Thank
Loving
you.
both of you greatly. Loving both of you greatly.
Thank you. Wonderful. Well, we are now going to take a 10-minute break, and then we'll see you back here for the Circle of 12. Well, welcome back from the break, everyone. I am so delighted that you got to have a taste of the way that Peggy can move energy through your energy anatomy, and that you got to see the universal calibration lattice. Peggy has been my mentor, and kind of, I guess I would have to say, Lee, that she's really been kind of the foundation of my energy and connecting with the earth, and Kryon is like the cream on the cake for me.
And I've had EMF sessions from you.
Yeah.
Because you were qualified and been through her courses and have certificates and all the things like
And
like
what
that.
did you feel?
Awesome, of course.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Actually, you were in a bit of pain at the time, and that's why I gave you the EMF session. And in that moment, you were so completely released from all of it.
I think I went to sleep, as I recall. It was so pain-free and so wonderful.
Yes, but there was an energetic shift as well.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, we're now approaching the last part of our program. Therefore, it's time for what we call Miracle Moments. Right now, I want to acknowledge all of you for sending Monica and I your prayers of love and healing energy. We're so grateful to all of you. Let's talk about miracle moments. Every day is filled with miracles, and we believe that. And we love to share people's stories of success, and we've got them. It's uplifting for all of us. Miracles come in so many different ways, and healing comes in so many different ways. We believe in the power of positive expectations. We're also aware of the positive influence that happens when we celebrate each other's successes. So I'd like to ask Monica to again share some things that have come to us through the Miracle Moments area of the Circle of 12 membership.
And this miracle has been shared in the membership portal. It's one of the benefits you receive as a member. This comes from Marja. Marja says, I have been with the Circle of 12 from the start. A year ago, I was found to have a leaking mitral valve, or it might be mitral valve. I'm not sure how to pronounce it exactly, but it was severe enough to have open heart surgery. Before the operation, to fix my heart, I put my name on the prayer request list, asking for help from our community. And then I asked the universe for enough tissue of my own so that the leaking valve could be repaired rather than needing a replacement. The operation, it was successful. And in recovery, my ICU nurse spoke of a curious incident that happened during the operation. I got the impression it was a bit woo-woo, and I asked him to explain, but he said the surgeon would tell me himself. However, when I asked, the surgeon only said the operation went brilliantly. So this autumn, I had a shaman read my field. I asked the shaman if he could see how my recovery from the operation was progressing. He studied my heart and declared it healthy and full of light. And then he said, oh, by the way, it looks like the surgeon is a high caliber light worker as well as a fine surgeon. It is clear there was a soul agreement that you two should go through this together. The surgeon also learned something new. Wow! But it still bothered me that I didn't know exactly what that curious event, that curious incident was that had happened during my operation. So I asked the universe again, and the answer came, you got what you asked for in the healing of your heart. Isn't that enough? It is. It is. We don't have to know everything. Thank you, universe, and thank you, Circle of 12. And I want to just thank you, Marja, for sharing that story with us. And I am inspired by your words where you said, we don't have to know everything. Indeed, we don't. We simply have to fold into the arms of Spirit that is ever there, 24/7. We are part of the Creator. We don't even have to connect to something that is always us. And in this connection that is always us is a oneness with everything. And so I invite you to close your eyes and focus on that oneness with everything. And in this oneness with everything, let us draw our attention and focus to those who are requesting prayers of energy, prayers of help, prayers of benevolence, prayers of compassion. And in this oneness of everything that we share, let us feel the energy of our heart radiating out to each person that is part of us, not apart from us. And therefore, anyone who is requesting prayers of help and prayers of benevolence are included in this moment where we bring our focus and awareness and attention to those who are reaching out to our community to send them love, send them compassion, send them benevolence. And in this field of coherence that we are generating in connecting heart to heart, human to human, you too are included. So allow yourself to receive this heart to heart, soul to soul, human to human connection in this oneness of everything that we are sharing. And so we ask for continuous blessings, we ask for benevolence, we ask for love, we ask for compassion, and we ask for all healing of all energies, emotions, physicalities that those of us are requesting. And let us now hold this field of coherence that we've created with each other and invite in the entourage of Kryon.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer. I spoke early in this program about a series that we are doing that has to do with the evolution of consciousness. This is something that is perfect for the Circle of 12. We have gone through so many evolutionary steps with especially those who come every single week and will cross this imaginary bridge that is a metaphor of a new tool. The bridge itself, the Circle of 12 itself, is a new tool of an evolved consciousness, a new step that we have given you information about. Something that we are saying now, you can do this, whereas before only masters could do this. And now it is for any light worker, any old soul, any human actually, who awakens to a point where they can get rid of that which was programmed in them that said they couldn't do it, or shouldn't do it, or was inappropriate to do it. And the it, that's to go to your own soul and look around. Why not? Every single human has this. You walk through that perfection of the majesty of what you call your Merkaba, the energy that surrounds you. You're walking literally into that energy, across a bridge to visit the higher you, the bigger you, the place where your higher self resounds, the soul energy with your name on it. That's what we do in the Circle of 12. The Circle of 12 is where you've met all those that you were in your past lives, The circle of 12 is where you've met those you've loved and lost. You've done so many things that you didn't think you might be able to do. This is a new tool in itself. The one we talk about today is about the energy of karma. Is it possible that you can drop this entire scenario that's been around for thousands and thousands of years, that sometimes this is the basis of some belief systems? Karma. Is it possible, again, that you might be able to somehow, some way, void it completely? And the answer is yes. We want to make this more visual to you. We want to make it perhaps even into a ceremony for you. And in order to do that, we're going to take you yet again across the bridge, through a doorway, to a room where we're going to show you things that perhaps you didn't expect. The bridge looms in front of you. If you wish, yet again, that bridge that we cross every single time. There really is no bridge, dear ones. It is a metaphor of moving into the unknown. But I take your hand when we do it, and we go together every single week. There's a big story to tell here. It's the story of you. Are you aware of that? When we move into that soul energy of yours across the bridge, we get to light up everything you've ever been, all the lives that you've ever participated in, the beauty of the Creator itself in you. Everything lights up. Oh, it's not a fearful place. It's an appropriate place. It's a safe place. Let's go there again. Take my hand. We walk across this bridge together, you and I, and all those who are doing it with you and I together, into this multi-dimensional area through the mist that is in the middle of the bridge. As it clears, we are there again, yet again, in this magnificent place that I'm telling you literally lights up when you're there. It's the energy of your soul. It's a creative energy. It's a beautiful energy where there is no time, none at all. That's who you are. There is mastery here with your name on it. Beautiful it is. And in this place, if you wish to call it that, we again see a door. How many doors are there? Many. Do they all have the same name on them? No. And that's for another time. But the name on the door we'll even perhaps discuss more later. But I've told you a little bit about it. It's a name that is sung in light. It is yours. And we're going to go through this door because what that means is that it belongs to you. There is a threshold of energy here that you cross over. That's the metaphor of the door. And you go through it into another energy. In our case, to a big room. Go through the door with me. Each one of these rooms that you go to comes and goes just as easily as the wind. It's there for you to participate in, to come back to. It's not a stationary three-dimensional room that's always there. But if you were to go to this room without me or the circle of 12, it would magically appear because you've asked for it to. It's a very large room, but it doesn't contain seats. It's not a theater. like so many of the rooms we've gone to before that are just for you, you're going to receive something. And the one giving out these gifts or these tools or whatever is going to happen here, you'll recognize. I'll give you a hint. The one who stands there ready to hand you this first gift shines with gold. That is a metaphor. Gold is seen as precious. And we have said in the past that even in the stories we've told, if you see any entity in gold, it means that is your own personal angelic self. Do you like it so far? And there are those of you who are very literal. And you will say, wait a minute, I am walking into this room, and yet I am going to see myself made of gold. Yes. Why are you having trouble with that? And you will say, because which one is me? And the answer is yes. Do you have trouble with that? This is your higher self. It accompanies you wherever you go in the soul fashion. That soul of yours isn't necessarily always across a bridge, dear ones. That is what you contain everywhere you walk on this planet. We're just suspending it right now, so you could go there and have an adventure. But when you go back, I'll tell you, the bridge may go away, the soul comes, and that higher self is always with you. And yes, it's separate from you, because that higher self is, let's say, super divine, that higher self. That's the one you can come and go from if you wish. But when you're on the planet, you stand apart from it, because you are in 3 dimensions, and it is not. Get used to it. You can be in several places at the same time because of this. It's not that unusual, human being. Get used to it. In this room, that beautiful, angelic gold creature is there. And some of you will say, what gender is it? And the answer is yes. Again, I will tell you there is no gender involved on the other side of the veil. That's only for the planet. That's for procreation. That's for differences. That's for tests. But it's not on the other side of the veil. There is a oneness, a beauty of creation. It has no articles of gender in any language. God is a he, she. God is everything there is. God is pure love, which has no gender. And this creature, this beautiful angelicness of you, the bigger you, stands there among many gifts. Today you're going to see a shelf, if you wish, with 12 packages, and 8 of them are glowing, because those are the 8 that you will receive over these next programs, dear ones. And you already know what today's is. Every channel that I give will target the gift of the week. And this one, when it's handed to you with your intent through ceremony, is going to be the ability for you to drop your karma completely because of your intent. It's a gift. It's a tool. It's deserved. You can call it what you wish, but it changes everything about you. For you then are on your own, without any other energies to push and pull you around from anything, from past lives, from ancestral energies, to things you think you're supposed to do. Did you arrive on this planet with an idea of who you were and what you were supposed to do? Forget it. That's karma. So now you get to choose again, and you can choose the same path or a different one if you wish. And here it is, and that beautiful angelic being stands there in front of you. No chairs, no audience, you walk right in. No one kneels. No one falls on their face in worship, because you are meeting the bigger you. You know this individual, if you want to say, because it is you. It is the Creator's you. And that you will take a package off the shelf, number one. And they will hold it and they will look at you and say, do you give intent for this that will change the energy of you and your future? This is your karma that I hold. And if you choose to right now, you will say, yes, I give intent. And it may seem odd that a package will be passed to you, but the package is your ability then to drop the karma yourself. The package is passed to you, it floats right into your possession, and you hold out your hands and it disappears into your body. Tool number one, the ability to drop all of the karma in your life. I want you to stay in this room for a while and look at these tools that are going to come in these next weeks. Some will be obvious, some will not, some will surprise you, some will not. But this is number one. Control your own energy of your own future, of your own life, and all of the lives that you'll have from now on. Light worker, it's beautiful. It's you. Stay and look at this beautiful, magnificent higher self that is the angel you are, as it smiles to you and says, this is the beginning of the rest of your lives on this planet. Stay. And so it is.